Sine A plus B, sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Same order, A, B, A, B. Sine A minus B, sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Plus, plus, minus, minus. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Plus, minus, minus, plus. For tan, plus start, start plus, down negative. If it is minus, start with minus, end with plus. Yesterday we explained the question about if it is given any trigonometric ratio, how to find the other trigonometric ratios without using the calculator. Step 1. If it is given sine A 4/5, so how to find the other trigonometric functions? By if we have triangle ABC, angle A given, opposite is 4, hypotenuse is 5, apply by theorem will be 3. From this triangle you can find all trigonometric ratio for angle A, sine A, cosine A, and tan A. Sine A is equal to 4/5, cosine is 3/5, tan is 4/3. Angle A in which quadrant? Angle A in which quadrant? Is obtuse angle. Second, which will be positive in the second? Sine, but cosine and tan are negative. Triangle 2, angle B. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Angle B. Adjacent is 5, hypotenuse is 13, apply by theorem, so this side will be 12. Same. Find sine B, cosine B, tan B. Sine is 12/13. Cosine is 5/13. Tan is 12/5. Which will be positive, which should be negative? B is acute angle, means all first quadrant, means all are positive. Now you are ready for finding sine A plus B. Sine A plus B, expanded form is sine, cosine, cosine, sine. The same order, AB, sine, cosine, cosine, sine, plus, plus, minus, minus, same order, AB. Exactly. Sine A, 4/3, cosine B, 5/13, plus cosine A, -3/5, sine B is 12/13, then simplify. Part B, asked to get cosine A minus B. Expanded form of cosine is what? Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. A, B, minus, plus, plus, minus. Then substitute by the values. Cosine A minus B. Substitute by cosine A. Cosine difference between angles. And if we try now to get, if it is given sine A, but with using calculator you can find angle A, right? By using the calculator. And also you can find B after using the calculator. You can find A minus B. So you can find cosine A minus B. This is with using calculator. But without, I found the answer without finding A, without finding B. Find cosine A minus B directly. If you try to use your calculator, you can find angle A, shift cosine or shift sine. You can find angle B, then subtract, then get cosine A minus B. But without using the calculator, use expanded form. Exactly same, tan A minus B. Tan A minus B, fraction. Start with tan A minus tan B over 1 plus tan A times tan B. Without using the calculator, we already have values of A and B. Tan A is negative 4 over 3, negative 4 over 3 minus tan B 12 over 5, 12 over 5, all divided by 1 plus negative 4 over 3 multiply 12 over 5, then simplify your answer. Solve the equation sine 60 minus x is equal to sine x. What is x between 0 and 360? Step number 1 is, you can find expanded form for this. Sine, cosine, sine, cosine, cosine, sine, right, minus. It is minus, minus, plus, plus. Sine, cosine, cosine, sine, same order, 60 and x. Sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Then, without using the calculator, you can find sine 60 and cosine 60 without using the calculator, but you can use it. It's not written without using the calculator. But you can show your work out if you remember the ratio of 30, 60, 1, 2, and root 3. Sine 60 is opposite over hypotenuse. Root 3 over 2. Cosine x minus cosine 60 is half. Sine x is equal to sine x. This step is clear. We have two terms included sine. Move to the other side. Add 2.5, 2.5 or 2.5 sine x is root 3 over 2 cosine x. You can simplify. If you write it 5 over 2, if you remove it, 2 times 2 correct, will be root 3 cosine x is equal to 5 sine x. Then 2.5 will be 5 over 2. Then if you have, we have 3 kinds of equations including sine and cosine in our syllabus. If it is only sine and cosine, you can shift it to be tan by dividing all by cosine. If there is one included sine squared, cosine squared, you can use identity. Sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. So if you divide it by cosine x, divided by cosine x, divided by cosine x, so root 3 is equal to 5 tan x. Then tan x is equal root 3 over 5. Shift tan, you can get the basic angle, the principal angle, acute angle in the first quadrant. Give me your answer correctly to 1 decimal place because it's written in the range from 0 to 360. 19.1. Tan positive. In which quadrant tan positive? First and third. First, 19.1 degrees. Third, 180 plus 19.1. So the answer will be 199.2. Look at the range from 0 to 360. Both in the range, both accepted. If we try to add a complete rotation out of the range, if we subtract out of the range. So this is the final answer. Exercise find the exact value without using the calculator. We explain how to find sine 105. How? Split it into 60 plus 45. Without using the calculator, for 30, 60, 90 degrees, 1, 2, and root 3. For 45 degrees, 1, 1, and root 2. Sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Sine, cosine, plus cosine, sine. Sine, cosine, cosine, sine. The order 60, 45. Sine 60 is opposite over hypotenuse. Sine is root 3 over 2. Cosine 45, 1 over root 2, or you can write it root 2 over 2. Cosine 60, 1 over 2. Sine 45, root 2 over 2. Root 6 over 4 plus root 2 over 4. Simplify root 6 plus root 2 divided by 4. Part B. Switch the order. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. This is expanded form of what? Cosine minus. But make sure that they have same angle. 42, 42, 12, 12. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine will be 42 minus 12. Will be cosine 30. Cosine 30 from the right angle triangle. 30, 1, 2, root 3. So cosine 30 is root 3 over 2. Exercise 3B, question number 1. Expand and simplify. Expand and simplify. What is the expanded form of cosine? Cosine, cosine, sine, sine, minus same order x, 30, x, 30. You can simplify more. Cosine 30 and sine 30. Sine 30 is 1 over 2. Cosine 30 is root 3 over 2. So the final answer simplified root 3 over 2 cosine x and 1 over 2 sine x. This is expression, it's not equation. If we have equal, you can continuous and right dividing and shift it to 10. Without using the calculator, simplify. Part question 2. Look at the angles. Sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Make sure the same order. 20, 20, 70, 70. Sine plus or minus, plus 20, 70. Will be sine what? Sine 90 equals what? You remember graph of sine. So sine 90 is 1. Look at part B. Sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Sine, cosine, cosine, sine will be sine 172 minus 37. So the answer will be sine what? 135. How to get sine 135 without using the calculator? 105, but how to get 105 without using the calculator? You can, but هتعمل split twice. Use it 180 minus 45. Use it 180 minus 135. Then get expanded 4. But I will tell you another method. Yani. We can use AS method. Sine 135 is, it's 180 minus 45. Then sine cosine minus cosine sine. Sine 180 from graph, sine 180, 0. Cosine 45, root 2 over 2. Start to recognize, memorize these angles. Minus cosine 180, graph of cosine, negative 1. If you sketch a graph of cosine, so 180 is negative 1. Negative 1. Sine 45, root 2 over 2. This answer 0. Negative, negative is positive. Root 2 divided by what? Root 2 divided by 2. I will tell you AS method, how to simplify what is the relation between basic angles and the other angles. This point, very, very, very important. There is a relation between 4 angles. Theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, and 360 minus theta. There is a relation between 4 angles. All trigonometric ratio for these 4 angles are same in value. Same value, but may be different in sign. There is a relation between this angle is theta. So this angle also what? Theta. This angle theta, so this angle theta in measure. Look at this angle. This angle will be what? 180 minus theta. This angle will be what? 180 plus theta. This angle will be what? 360 minus theta. The relation between theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, 360 minus theta are same in values. For example, angle 30, angle 150, 210, 330, I will explain without using the calculator how to get all these 4 angles. For example, for 30, we explained how to get sine, cosine, tan, right? If I ask to get sine 30, sine 150, sine 210, sine 330, for angle 30, 1, 2, root 3. So sine 30 is 1 over 2, sine 150, 1 over 2, sine 210, 1 over 2, sine 330 is 1 over 2. They are equal in values, but in different signs. It depends on in which quadrant. 30 in which quadrant? First, so it's a positive. Sine 150, 150 in which quadrant? Second, so positive. Sine 210 in which quadrant? Negative. Sine 330, negative. Again, if we select angle 45 degrees without using the calculator, you can get 45, 135, 225, 115. Why these 4 angles? There is a relation between theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, 360 minus. So when we get sine 45, sine 135, sine 225, sine 315. All these angles, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, they are equal in values but different sign. Sine 45 is root 2 over 2. Sine 135 is root 2 over 2. Sine 225 is root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, but in which quadrant? 45 in which quadrant? First, 135 positive, sine 1225 negative, negative. So there is a relation between sine 180 minus 180 plus 360 minus. I will give summary about these expressions. Started from sine 180 minus theta, cosine 180 minus theta, tan 180 minus theta, and their reciprocal same. If it is given sine 180 minus, same if it is 180 plus cosine 180 plus tan 180 plus. For 360, sine 360 minus theta, cosine 360 minus theta, and tan 360 minus theta. Sine 180 minus theta. Sine 180 minus theta, I will write same answer, sine theta, sine theta, sine theta. But maybe different sign or same sign. 180 minus theta in which quadrant? Second. Sine in the second is positive, so the answer will be sine theta. Sine, cosine 180 minus theta. Sorry, this is cosine and tan. For the first one, cosine 180 minus in which quadrant? Second. Cosine in the second quadrant is negative. Tan 180 minus theta, negative. Same. Sine will be sine theta, cosine theta, and tan theta. Sine 180 plus in which quadrant? Third. So third quadrant is negative. Cosine third quadrant negative. Tan third quadrant positive. 360 will be same. Sine theta, cosine theta, and tan theta. In which quadrant? 360 in the fourth. Which in the fourth? Cosine. So the other will be negative. I will use now this method to get, without using the calculator, 9 angles more. we explained without using the calculator how to get 30, 45, and today we'll add 9 angles more without using the calculator. In the second quadrant will be 180 minus. We have 3 angles in the second quadrant. 180 minus. 180 minus 30, 150. 180 minus 45, 135. 180 minus 60, 120. There are 3 in the third quadrant. 180 plus. 180 plus 30, 210. 180 plus 45, 215. 225. 225. 180 plus 60 is 240 in the fourth quadrant. 360 minus 30 will be 30, and 315 and 300. Without using the calculator from now, you can calculate any trigonometric ratios for any angles. I will give example. If say I ask it to get tan 150, tan 150. There is a relation between tan 150 and the 30. 180 minus. So tan 180, I will split it at tan 180 minus 30, right? You can use A2 level, expanded form, tan 180 minus tan 30 over 1 plus tan 180 tan 30. But if you use 180 minus, tan will be tan 30, will be tan 30, but negative or positive? Tan in the second quadrant, positive or negative? Negative. So will be negative tan 30. You can get it now from the right angle triangle. 30, 1, 2, root 3. So the answer is negative 1 over root 3. Then rationalize it. So the answer is negative root 3 divided by 3. Tan 30, the answer positive. Like in tan 150 will be negative tan 150. I asked it to get tan 150. Tan 150 is negative tan 30. Tan 30 is positive times negative. Again, without using the calculator, how to get cosine 300? Split it into 2 angles. Cosine 360 minus what? Cosine in the fourth quadrant, positive or negative? Positive. Cosine 60. Then you can find by using the calculator, without using the calculator. Yes. Cosine positive. Cosine 60. Type. Without using the calculator, how to get the answer simplified? Part C. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. This is a formula of what? Cosine. Cosine 25 minus plus 35. Good. So cosine 60. Now you can get cosine 60 from the right angle triangle. Next. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Cosine what? 99 minus 69. So will be cosine what? So it's easily to get cosine 30. شباب الريكوردد يعني الناس تسمع. Tan 25 plus tan 20 over 1 minus tan 25 tan 20 will be tan what? Tan 25 plus 20. So will be tan 45. You can calculate it. Next. Tan 82 minus 52. So tan 30, which will be 1 over 3. This is the expanded form of tan. Tan A minus B. How to write tan A minus B? Fraction. Tan A minus tan B over 1 plus tan A tan B. بالظبط. ده part E and F. Without using the calculator. Sine 75, split it into what? Sine 30 and 45. Part B, 75, same. Part C, 60 and 45, then use expanded form. What about tan negative 15? 45 minus 60. Or 30 minus 45. Now the angles given in red. You can convert it to degrees, then get your answer again in red. Or 30, you have to know that 30 is pi over what? 45 is pi over 4. 60 is pi over 3. 90 is pi over 2. 180 is what? Pi over 12? Pi over 12 in degrees is what? 15. So I will use 45 minus 30 or 60 minus 45. You can split it into sine 45 minus 30. Pi over 4 minus pi over 6. Or it's better to write all in degrees first. Let's write in degrees. 180 divided by 12 is 15. 19 times 180 divided by 12. What is the answer? 19 times 180 divided by 12. 100? 285? 285. How to get 285 without using the calculator? Try to use angles. We already 30, 30 و 45 75. طيب 180 plus what الانسر دي او 360 minus what؟ ال 285 in the fourth quadrant. صح. So 360 minus. Right. Wait. I will write it cosine 360 minus. Today I tell you about 360 minus. 360 minus will be the same value for 75, but it's a negative or positive. So cosine 360 minus 75 exactly same cosine 75. Why? Because cosine in the fourth quadrant is positive. Now you can continue split 75 to be 45 and 30. Part G, pi is 180. 7 times 180 divided by 12. 100 and so split it into 75. If it is 105, I will get tan, then find the reciprocal. I will write it 60 plus 45, but try to get tan after finishing and write tan, write it a cotan. 7 pi over 12. 7 times 180 divided by 12. 105. Find the sine 105, split it into 45 and 60.